It's even difficult to define today what journalism is. I serve on the Peabody board, and we are in the process of reevaluating, the web and various other new dimensions. So I think that journalism today is a real challenge, and I'm just so thrilled that so many young people are interested in it and willing to take on that challenge, because it's much more difficult today than ever was. I mean, most of the time you have to go out now, you have to have a camera, you have to have your pencil, your paper, your recorder. I was interviewing the president of Howard University recently, and I took out my notebook and started writing his comments, and he was shocked that I wasn't recording. But I get a little anxious when somebody comes to interview me and they don't take notes. They just take out a recorder. And I don't know how many times I've recorded something and it didn't work. And you've got to have those notes. So even though we're moving into a new generation of journalism and media, I think we still have to continue to practice and embrace the time-honored values of journalism. The basic who, what, when, where, and how is never going to change, although you might get to be an analyst one day and talk about the why. Everybody's an analyst these days, just like everybody's a journalist. When I first started, you were a reporter. You didn't become a journalist until you had achieved some distinction in your career. But, I think that the basics are still vital, that you still have to be able to write and speak good English, which is disappearing from our televisions and radios these days. I cannot bear it when I hear somebody say, when we first began, my English teacher would slap me into the floor if I use that. Now, everybody says done today instead of finished, but I'm not done. I'm not in an oven. I'm finished when I'm through. So I can accept that. But I just think we need to be more loyal, actually, to our traditional values of journalism, even as it changes and even as it challenges us. We have to be sure that we represent the voice of the people and not ourselves, as so many anchors on television do these days, representing themselves as opposed to the people. I watch people in Haiti, journalists in Haiti, instead of reporting on what was happening to the people of Haiti, they were profiling in front of the people of Haiti. And I've never done that as a journalist, and I get that from the people who trained me, and I think they trained me well. I mean, I'm an instrument. I'm the voice of the people. I am not the voice. And I think that no matter how much our media changes, as long as our journalists, our young journalists, remember that they are there to represent the voiceless and to portray people in ways that are recognizable to themselves, and to be honest in what they report and not become captives of any particular ideology. If we give the people what they deserve, which is good news, as we used to say at the News Hour, news that can be used, it shows that we respect their intelligence, and then they will act intelligently. But when we as journalists tell them what to think and tell them how to feel, then that's when you get the cacophony of discord that we have in the country today. So I hope these young people will meet their challenges, however the profession changes, but that they will remain true to what this profession was intended to be, a voice for the people. Thank you.